Hi everyone, it's John Mitchell again, and we're continuing on with our videos on the key management roles where we looked at POLC. And so we've done the P, which is planning, and now we're going on to the O, which is organising. And organising is a process of coordinating an organisation's resources to achieve objectives. So some kind of things they might need to coordinate, things like employees, finances, meetings, machinery, any type of resource that they need to coordinate, that's organising. So if we've got planning and we're setting our plans, then what do we need to coordinate or organise in order to help us achieve those overall objectives? Now, in order to use organising effectively, a manager can undertake another three-step process. Now, again, this isn't set in stone, but what we like to say is that it's logical. It needs to be a logical type of process that you could use here. So first of all, they need to determine what work needs to be done. So what is it that actually needs to be done? We then group the activities and to ensure we use efficient use of resources. So for example, if you had, I'm not sure, let's say 20 things that you needed to do, it might be, rather than give them to 20 different people, it might be that you could group them together, and it might be that you only need to give them to 4 or 5 different people. So we're trying to make the best use of resources possible. And then we need to allocate those tasks to people to give them responsibility to actually carry out those tasks. It's important to note that the study design asks about allocation techniques, task allocation techniques. And it's not 100% clear, it doesn't give us any specifics, but this is what I always go through. So some task allocation techniques. First of all, you could give all the authority and decision making, so all those tasks. So we're looking at the last step there in our process, allocating tasks. We could give all the authority and decision making to an experienced team member, and that makes sense. You know, they've got the experience to do it before. We know they'll do a good job because they've got a good track record, so give it to them again. Or we could give authority and decision making throughout the whole team to help them work as a team together. Or we could give authority to less experienced team members and give them a mentor available so that they can ask for advice. Now, a lot of people say, well, why would you give an important task to someone that's less experienced? The thing is, the only way to gain his experience is to actually do something. So what that can do is, by delegating to a less experienced team member, you're not just throwing them in the deep end and leaving them on their own. You're giving them a mentor so that they have someone to refer back to that can give advice, that has experience in a particular task. But what it does, it helps develop their skills, their knowledge and their experience. Now, once they do that and they continue, the whole organisation is growing then. So that helps them upskill, because really, to improve skills, there's two ways: is to do it on the job like this, or is to go off the job and undertake some kind of training, and that can be really expensive to organisations and time consuming. So this can be a good way to help develop a person who's less experienced to develop their skills. But in saying that, each one of those, because you don't want to give someone less experienced a really important job and leave them on their own. So each one of those is a legitimate way of allocating tasks. So for questions, activities and more on this topic, then come on over to teachingbubble.com.